We're talking about maps that were drawn roughly between the 1300s and the 1700s.
This map, believed to be from 1513, has baffled historians and explorers alike. The Piri Reis map, discovered almost a century ago, not only showcases the world in startling detail, but also features a controversial depiction of Antarctica.
Piri Reis is only a bit of a map. That's all that's survived from the map, and it shows a bit of South America and a bit of Africa.
Long before it was even discovered in 1820. Imagine a map created by a 16th century Ottoman admiral, drawn on gazelle skin, displaying parts of the Earth with astonishing precision. In the words of Hancock, this mysterious artifact could hold secrets to ancient civilizations lost in time.
Is ancient maps, which show the world as it looked during the last ice age.
On Joe Rogan's podcast, Hancock explores the theory that such maps may reveal knowledge from long-forgotten global explorers. Rediscovery and the year 1929. In 1929, a remarkable discovery unfolded in the heart of Istanbul's Topkapi Palace, the former center of the Ottoman Empire. While conducting renovations, German theologian Gustav Deitzmann was tasked with cataloging non-Islamic items in the palace's vast archives. Amidst the dusty shelves and forgotten corners, he stumbled upon a map unlike any other, a fragment of a world map drawn on a piece of gazelle skin parchment. Measuring 90 by 60 centimeters, this map was immediately recognized as something of immense historical significance. The map, created in the Islamic year 919, corresponding to 1513 AD, was vibrant and intricate, featuring not only coastlines but also islands and decorative illustrations. The detailed rendering of the Atlantic Ocean was astonishing, depicting the western coasts of Europe and Africa, the eastern coast of South America, and various Atlantic islands such as the Azores and Canary Islands. The map was signed by Piri Reis, a renowned Ottoman admiral and cartographer. The discovery sent shockwaves through the academic world, sparking interest and debate over how a 16th century map could contain such precision. What sources did Piri Reis use? And what secrets did this map reveal about the knowledge of his time? The mystery was just beginning. Piri Reis, the Admiral. Piri Reis, born Muhyiddin Piri around 1465, was no ordinary mapmaker. He was an accomplished Ottoman admiral and a seasoned navigator who spent much of his life at sea. His career began under the mentorship of his famous uncle, Kemal Reis, a notorious corsair who later became a prominent admiral in the Ottoman fleet. Together, they embarked on numerous naval campaigns across the Mediterranean, engaging in high-stakes battles against the Spanish, Genoese, and Venetians. However, their activities went beyond piracy. They were involved in state-sanctioned naval warfare aimed at expanding Ottoman influence. Through these voyages, Piri Reis gained invaluable knowledge of coastal geography, navigation, and maritime routes, experiences that would later influence his work as a cartographer. His observations weren't just theoretical, they were rooted in real-world exploration and encounters with distant lands. Over the years, Piri Reis compiled and synthesized his vast knowledge, ultimately rising to the rank of admiral in the Ottoman Navy. His expertise didn't only extend to naval combat, but also to map-making, a skill that would culminate in the creation of the Piri Reis map. His life's work, particularly his famous 1513 world map, reflects a deep understanding of geography and a passion for documenting the known world. Features of the Piri Reis map. When you examine the surviving portion of the Piri Reis map, it's clear that it was not just a navigational tool, but a remarkable representation of the world as it was known in the early 16th century. The map is divided into sections, each displaying different geographical features, such as the western coasts of Europe, the northern coasts of Africa, and the eastern coast of South America. The map's most striking feature is the detailed depiction of the Atlantic Ocean, with islands like the Azores and the Canary Islands drawn with remarkable accuracy for the period. Particularly notable is the eastern coast of South America. The map includes fine details of the coastline, rivers, and bays, which align closely with the geography known to Portuguese explorers who had been charting the Brazilian coast in the early 1500s. This is an impressive feat considering the map was created only a couple of decades after Columbus's first voyages to the New World. The level of detail for such a recently explored region suggests that Piri Reis had access to high-quality, up-to-date charts, possibly even directly from the Portuguese themselves or other explorers with first-hand knowledge. This map was not just an artistic rendering. It was a valuable tool used for navigating the world during the Age of Exploration, showcasing a sophisticated understanding of global geography. Now first, like always, be sure to hit the like button down below. It helps us out tremendously with the reach of this video. Thank you. The Antarctica controversy. At the southernmost edge of the Piri Reis map lies a feature that has sparked intense debate for decades, a stretch of coastline that some theorists believe depicts Antarctica. This section, often referred to as the Antarctica anomaly, has become the focal point of much speculation. The coastline shown appears to match the subglacial topography of Antarctica, specifically the region known as Queen Maud Land, before it was covered by ice. The theory was first popularized by Professor Charles Hapgood in his 1966 book, Maps of the Ancient Sea Kings, where he argued that the Piri Reis map was based on ancient maps that accurately depicted Antarctica during a time when the continent was ice-free.
Piri Reis is only a bit of a map. That's all that survived from the map, and it shows a bit of South America and a bit of Africa.
The question that arises is how Piri Reis or his sources could have known about Antarctica centuries before its existence was officially recognized in 1820. The conventional explanation holds that the map's depiction of the southern coastline is simply a distorted representation of South America, influenced by Piri Reis's unique map-making methods and the sources he had access to. However, the alignment of the coastline with the landforms beneath Antarctica's ice sheet raises the tantalizing possibility of lost ancient civilizations with knowledge of the planet's geography far ahead of their time. Whether this is evidence of forgotten global explorations or a mere cartographic anomaly remains one of the most intriguing aspects of the Piri Reis map. Theories and interpretations. Theories surrounding the Piri Reis map have ranged from the idea of lost civilizations with advanced knowledge to more conventional historical explanations. Graham Hancock, along with others like Charles Hapgood, has proposed that the map could be evidence of ancient global explorers, suggesting a forgotten network of ancient civilizations that had access to knowledge far ahead of their time. This theory implies that these explorers had detailed geographical information, possibly passed down through generations, and were capable of mapping the world with incredible accuracy. However, mainstream scholars argue that the map is simply a compilation of various sources, including ancient Arab maps, Portuguese charts, and possibly even one created by Christopher Columbus. These sources were often inconsistent, containing speculative or distorted elements. The map's peculiar features, such as the coastline at the southern edge, only serve to fuel the debate further. While some of the more extravagant theories are less convincing, the map's true origins and how Piri Reis compiled it remain an enduring mystery, challenging both historians and fringe theorists alike. The debate continues with new interpretations emerging even today. The methods behind the map. The creation of the Piri Reis map was a collaborative effort, drawing from about 20 different source maps. Piri Reis himself acknowledged this, stating he compiled information from ancient Arab maps, contemporary Portuguese charts, and even a map by Christopher Columbus. This method of compilation was typical for cartographers of the time, where knowledge was fragmented and passed along through sailors, traders, and explorers. Early maps were rarely comprehensive or accurate, often containing speculative lands or distortions based on incomplete data. Piri Reis's map was essentially a collage of information, not a precise representation. The process highlights the challenges faced by early cartographers who had to work with the best available knowledge, even if it meant dealing with inaccuracies and gaps. Despite its limitations, the Piri Reis map remains a remarkable testament to the resourcefulness and skill of its creator. The Southern Puzzle, South America or speculation. The southern coastline on the Piri Reis map has sparked debate, with some believing it depicts Antarctica, while others think it represents South America. The coastline closely resembles the features of Patagonia, suggesting that it may be a distorted representation of the South American coast. This distortion can be attributed to the projection method Piri Reis used, which was common in Mediterranean portolan charts. focusing more on coastlines than precise latitudes and longitudes. The map's projection may have exaggerated or skewed the southern part of the world, particularly as Piri Reis worked from multiple, sometimes inconsistent, source maps. Speculation about an ancient ice-free Antarctica is intriguing, but unlikely. More likely, the map is a blend of incomplete data, distorted by the cartographic practices of the time. While the idea of an ancient civilization mapping Antarctica captures the imagination, the most plausible explanation points to a distorted rendering of South America. The Piri Reis map remains one of history's most captivating and controversial artifacts. Whether it represents a sophisticated understanding of the world from ancient, lost civilizations, or a collection of distorted sources from the age of exploration, it continues to spark debate. While some theories point to a forgotten global network of explorers with knowledge far ahead of their time, others argue that the map is simply a product of Piri Reis's methods of synthesis and the limitations of 16th century cartography. Regardless of the interpretation, the Piri Reis map will always remain a fascinating puzzle, urging us to question what we think we know about the past.